I'm not going to play any more Balatro today. I'm going to be productive. I'm not going to force another flush build.
It's pronounced Balatro. When Balatro was first released, Peggy gave it a rating of 18, arguing that it was promoting gambling to kids, which is ridiculous. This game should be flat out banned. Playing Balatro is akin to exposing yourself to a heroin addiction. Whenever I tell anyone about this game, I feel like I'm some low-life drug pusher trying to get kids addicted to crack. I can't imagine the negative impact that this game has had on most countries' GDP, especially remote workers. Holy shit, they're remote workers, all right? They're remotely playing Balatro 24/7. I wouldn't be surprised to find out the developer of this game is actually Chinese, and this is just a direct response to the opioid wars. Hell, the hardest part about writing this script is resisting the urge to play Balatro altogether. The concept is simple. It's a poker roguelike, displaying that you can make a roguelike about just about anything these days. You start with a deck of 52 cards and have a number of hands to make points. You score points based on the hand, so a flush gives you a little bit more points than a pair, a high card is one of the lowest ones that you can play, and then the end result is a combination of your chips multiplied by your mult, giving you your total score. Between rounds you can update your deck, maybe adding little special cards or upgrading the amount of chips and mult that poker hands give you, and most importantly adding jokers. Beautiful, beautiful jokers. These are modifiers for your run. So maybe now hearts give you +4 mult for every single one. Maybe you can make straights with only 4 cards now. Maybe every round that you play, one of your jokers will get destroyed, adding permanent mult to one of your cards. It's a perfect example of an indie developer just blowing the shit out of AAA companies. I mean, how many copies has this sold now? Like 1 million? Just taking a relatively simple concept and just perfecting every single part of it. Every part of the aesthetic is on point. It feels completely original, while at the same time making you feel nostalgic. All the jokers have these individual little drawings on them. The choice of colors has the same effect on me that I can only assume Cocomelon has on developing children. The swirly, psychedelic background just perfectly fits the vibe, and don't even get me started on the sound. Firstly, the soundtrack has to be some kind of voodoo magic. The whole thing is like 15 minutes long, barely changing throughout. You can listen to it for 8 hours straight without getting bored. Hell, I'm doing that through most of my work days. And it's very lucky, to be honest, because once you start playing Balatro, you will be playing for 8 hours straight. There's no question. To be honest, it's a miracle. Can we all just kiss a little prayer up there, kiss a prayer up there, that this guy decided to create video games instead of getting into the gambling companies? Because holy shit, he knows how to give you dopamine. When you start a run, you get this bzzz. When you open a card pack, you get this beautiful pshh, as if God himself was handing you the card directly. When cards come out, they go. When you're scoring points, you get this ding, 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 ding. When you have a good hand, this fire surrounds you, just all-encompassing, knowing that you are not going to lose this hand, and oh, that's a good feeling. When you finish a run, you hear your money adding up, tick, 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 tick. The feedback on everything is incredible, and it doesn't skip a single beat. The game also triggers that hopefulness that you get from gambling, that sweet, tasty bit of hope. You open a planet pack, you're desperately trying to just get whatever hand you're forcing this time, usually a flush. You open a tarot pack, and just like real life, you're hoping for death. And when skipping a blind for a rare joker, you're obviously just hoping for DNA, a card that allows you to duplicate one card every round. The jokers are what really makes the game special, and will ultimately be what dictates your run, while still throwing a couple of curveballs every now and then. Looking at you, vagabond. The beauty of Balatro, I think, is synergy. You want all of your cards to collaborate with each other. Maybe this is by grabbing the joker that adds the sal value of all jokers to your mult, mixed with the egg that increases in value every round. You'll have these moments that feel like groundbreaking epiphanies, like you're that little meme where you've got all the bzzz equations coming around you and you're finally seeing the truth for what it is. Maybe you smoke too much weed, you can finally see the truth. Maybe it's comboing the bind joker with the sacrificial dagger. Maybe it's as simple as just grabbing all of the flush modifiers. Sometimes it's just getting Blueprint and DNA, cloning 30 kings and playing 5 of a kind every round. It manages to perfectly walk this fine line between forcing you into a specific playstyle with the jokers it's giving you, and leaving you so lost that you just don't know what to do. One thing we can all agree on, just right here, if you see the banana, you gotta grab the banana. It's tradition. I don't care if you have to sacrifice your entire run to get it, grab that banana. Don't get me wrong, there are elements of the game that are luck-based, so sometimes you are just gonna get shafted, and that can get annoying. Oh, you skipped a bind to get a negative joker? Oh, it's perishable and will be gone in 5 rounds? Too bad. You have a deck that consists of 25 aces, but after 5 discards and 3 hands, you don't see a single one. You skip for a rare joker, a super special, secret, top secret joker. It's obelisk. Your entire deck is spades, and now the boss disables all spade cards? Well, fuck me, I guess. Did I mention there's bosses? You gotta respect a man that's integrated bosses into a poker game. I'm scared of him, but I respect it. It's funny how there's no mention of an opponent or enemies in this game, but every time I play around, I imagine I'm fighting an enemy, getting to the bosses only making them bigger. You know, like the psychic, I imagine him as this huge Alakazam type figure, laughing as he watches me play 4 cards, because even though I just read you can only play 5 cards, I forgot that immediately, probably because of the weird hypnotic trance that this game puts me in. There are 28 unique bosses in total that all have their own nerfs. Beating them means you can't get them again on your run. A run officially ends on ante 8, so realistically you're never going to get a repeat boss, but there are a couple of psychos out there, so it's not impossible. You can check what boss is coming up to make sure that it doesn't interfere with your run, but I wouldn't worry too much about that because you are going to forget anyway. Most of the time, you're going to be fine. There are going to be a couple of moments that test you. You know, the needle will always make you lose. The wall will make you break your wall. The mouth will have you trying to scrape by with a high card because you were just trying to play a hand to discard it and you didn't know, you didn't think. There's so much detail to this silly little poker dopamine game. While you're playing your runs, you'll be unlocking new jokers to use, showing you at the end of the run what they do. You have these vouchers that all have different attributes. Maybe it increases the cap on interest you can get per round. Maybe it takes you back an entire ante at the cost of 1 hand size. There's legendary jokers that, as soon as you see that card, you're getting serotonin pumped directly into your bloodstream. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. The little obelisk thing. Is it an obelisk? It's just a triangle of some sort. It's like a diamond. I can't remember. It's not an egg. I know it's not an egg. You have all of these different decks that you can use, which are essentially levels in a way, and they have different attributes for you to start your run on. So maybe it's as simple as you just get an extra discard each round. Maybe it's that you have an extra joker slot. Maybe it completely randomizes your deck every single time, so you could start with like 42 aces. It's not going to happen, but you could. Could be 42 twos. The longevity that keeps the game fresh is from trying to beat each deck. Each time you win a run, you'll unlock a new stake, which is essentially the difficulty. Each time adding a different variable. This could be requiring to score more points per round, having to contend with eternal jokers that can't be sold, that you have got locked in for life. And just like real marriage, you got to make sure you get the right one, because you don't want to have to quit out early and abandon your children. Deborah. And by the end of this, by the time you get to the gold stake, you have so many different nerfs that you can barely even get to ante 3. This is when it starts getting really gnarly, especially when you get a perishable DNA. I mean, that's a sadness that's hard to come back from. I've put almost 100 hours into this game now, and I've barely made a dent in those decks. When it comes down to it, the joy of Balatro is something that sits deeply within all humans. It's the joy of watching those numbers go up. This is what we're all here for. We want to see the number go up. But you know it's getting really dark when that doesn't do it for you anymore, and you've got to see scientific notation just to get that hit. I feel bad recommending Balatro to you. I genuinely do, but it's imperative you play it. Sure, it might rewire the dopamine receptors in your brain, but to be honest, I think that's just a testament to a good game.